Hi everybody, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts. Sorry for doing this episode a little bit later than usual from yesterday because I had a lot of stuff to do, but basically doing the episode right now. So let's actually get right to it. Only one question for today's episode. Brendan from Morris, New York. Do you know why Australian and Japanese dinosaurs were so rare and poorly understood? Well, Brendan, first of all, the two countries basically. Australia does have sediment, actually rock formations, basically sediments that actually do date back into the Mesozoic era. Whereas Japan, it's very rare to find some of those rock formations that are actually found in the Mesozoic era, that are from the Mesozoic era. And also, well, first of all, Australia has a little bit more of a dinosaur fauna than Japan. Because Japan at the time would have been a really small island. And there is dinosaur fossils that are found there, but they're really poorly preserved, and also you only get like one or two or maybe three bones of a specimen sometimes in those rock formations in Japan. But basically, one thing is for sure is that Japan was basically a volcanic island, so pretty much it didn't really have as many, doesn't have as much land for dinosaurs to actually roam around. Whereas Australia does have a lot of land, and also it was actually also connected to Antarctica at the time. So pretty much dinosaurs would have been migrating from Antarctica and Australia from time to time. So you actually have two different ecosystems basically. Australia is kind of like the evolutionary experimental island, basically, or continent. Pretty much, it's just because you see, you find weird animals that have just evolved. You know, I mean, look at the marsupials that they have. Those are actually weird animals to actually compare to some of the placental mammals, you know, that you find in like the bigger continents. And you see, marsupials are very rare in the major continents, basically, like North America, South America, Eurasia, and Africa. And Australia is kind of almost the opposite of that. But their marsupials are almost becoming extinct because, well, first of all, they're adding more and more. They would actually call feral animals, basically, which are domesticated animals that settlers have brought in, you know, so that way they can actually do farming and all that stuff. But anyway, back to your question. Basically, Australia does have dinosaur fauna. It's just that it's very poorly understood. It's because there's not that much studied for the rock formations from the Mesozoic era in Australia anyway. It's because you actually have to look for sediments that actually are pretty much terrestrial, pretty much where there's lakes and rivers for fossilization to take place. And also, and another thing is that you actually have to find out which rock formations are actually more common in Australia. And pretty much the rock formations that are more common is basically from the Cenozoic, and also some of the limestone sediments that are basically from the Mesozoic era, that are actually basically, you find marine reptiles. And also there's some sediments that are actually like from the Cambrian, and also from even in the Precambrian. There's sediments in the Precambrian that are actually found in Australia. Those are more common rock formations. The Mesozoic formations in Australia are so poorly understood that pretty much is that they're not studied as much, and also they're kind of hard to find. And also dinosaur fossils are kind of hard to find in Australia. It's because you see, you actually have to look for the right places to actually find dinosaurs. But they're finding more and more dinosaurs in Australia. So don't be surprised. There could be more and more discoveries in the Mesozoic rocks in Australia for the terrestrial formations, basically, where you have rivers and lakes. So wouldn't be surprising to actually see probably even like more carnivorous dinosaurs, more herbivores, basically. The most common herbivores that I know of is Monobarosaurus Minmi, but now that's actually changed. It's actually different. It's actually a dinosaur that was already named. So pretty much, I can't remember what the name was, but it's changed now. So, and also, wouldn't be surprising there could be even more sauropods. There's been sauropod bones that have been found in Australia. So that's kind of interesting though too. So sauropods were actually roaming Australia, but it could be a titanosaur basically. That's what most paleontologists believe is what some of the sauropod bones are actually found there, because they're found in the Cretaceous. So it would be pretty interesting. But the more common Mesozoic rock formations that, in the terms of date, is the Cretaceous for Australia. It's because the Cretaceous is a little bit more common to find dinosaur fossils in Australia, because in Antarctica there could be Cretaceous formations there that we haven't found yet. But it just takes a long time to actually get researchers down there, and also paleontologists to get down there. But you see, paleontologists don't want to work in cold conditions that much, so pretty much you actually have to really depend on if the weather conditions are good enough to actually dig for fossils. But also, Australia is very warm mostly, so you're actually going to find dinosaur fossils almost all the time. Just gotta wait for erosion, and you just gotta wait for erosion to take place, see if there's a bone sticking out, and try to get that dug up as quick as possible. Japan has just have a very rare fossil record, so it's poorly understood. It's just basically just not that much sediments to actually look through. There's just not that much rock formations to actually look through to find fossils. Alright, that's it for now. Now, the next episode will be a special episode, but that will happen in the new year. So, pretty much January 2nd will be the day that we'll do the special episode. And just take some time for you guys to enjoy the holiday, enjoy your holiday weekend. Merry Christmas or Happy Hanukkah. You know, whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays to all of you. But also, you can still send me questions anytime by emailing me at dinocris71@gmail.com, or otherwise go on my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Like the page, you can actually post your questions in the comment section on any Facebook post. And also, if you want to tell me what kind of prehistoric animals you want me to talk about, dinosaurs, marine reptiles, prehistoric mammals, prehistoric birds, Permian animals, or otherwise like sharks, you name it, but mainly vertebrates. That's all I want to talk about. You can actually by email them to me, email what kinds of prehistoric animals you want me to talk about at dinocris71@gmail.com, or otherwise go on the Facebook page. I have a link of dinosaur names that you can actually check out and see which ones I haven't talked about yet, and so feel free to post what kind of dinosaurs or prehistoric animals you want me to talk about in the Facebook page by commenting in the comments section. And also take care of the people around you. You can also follow me on Twitter at CSGRALL. That's my Twitter name. I post pretty cool stuff on there. Take care of the people around you. And also for you younger people out there, make sure to listen to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. Those are the best motivation you can have for good education. It's very important to have a good education, because with a good education, you get a good job in the future. Alright, that's it for now. I'll see you guys in the new year, and happy holidays to everybody.